Spinning, still spinning.
Checkmate King 2. This is White Rook over.
Check, check. We got sound.
I read you 5 by 5, Mr. Brown.
Okay, I hope we got sound in the broadcast here. I think we do. Okay.
I read you 5 by 5.
Now I just got to get muted over here.
Yeah.
Okay, we're all muted, folks. We are going to get ready to start the real show here. So on my count in, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to DroneNation for December 6th, 2021. We're calling this the Drone of the Year contest. Starts now. We will have all the details in a few minutes. But just at the top of the show here, I just want to read a few notes here. I want to send out thoughts and prayers to Jake Fulis, I believe is how you pronounce it. He's a member of DroneNation, and he recently lost his stepbrother. So thoughts and prayers for his family out there from everybody at DroneNation. And another quick note, I just saw before I went to show the DJI Mini 2 is on refurb for only $379 at the official DJI store on eBay.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Mini 2. Yeah. That's a steal, man.
$379 at the official DJI refurb store. So that's kind of it for my quick hitters at the top of the show. But when I introduce Marcus, he wants to he's got a little quick note he wants to announce before we get into the show. Marcus, take it away.
Yeah, so this is just a little news clip. I happened to watch Greg at Pilot Institute. He put out a video recently. I think it was yesterday or the day before. But the thing that caught my interest was he was talking about remote ID and the negotiations between the drone manufacturers and the FAA. And evidently, the FAA is sticking to their guns with regard to the accuracy of the GPS on remote ID. They call that GNSS. And so you tech guys may know what that means. I'm not sure, but it's the type of super accurate GPS technology that the FAA wants for remote ID on our drones. Pardon me. So I guess it has to be within 15 feet accurate of the vertical position of the drone. So in any case, the manufacturers are saying that, that's going to be a lot tougher to do. And there's a lot that they're going to have to do to make that happen. The FAA says, no, that's how it's got to be. So what they could have done is with a firmware update, for instance, DJI on those drones, he was saying that they could have made a lot of their drones remote ID compliant with firmware. Now that there's this new, well, I don't know if it's new, but this accuracy that the FAA is demanding, it will require an additional module on the drone. So that's just something new. The date is September 22nd for the manufacturers of when they have to provide all their new drones have to be remote ID compatible. So it'll be, it sounds like the FAA is sticking to their guns. And so what's this going to do to our current drones? I don't know, including, quite frankly, Ron, our Mavic 3s. In 2 years, are we going to have to add a module to them or something? Don't know.
I'm glad the FAA makes this so simple.
Yeah, I mean, boy, I tell you, it sure seems like they're sending a message. I know it's bizarre. I don't even know. Don't even want to go down that rabbit hole, Ron. But I just thought
that'd be a whole show.
Yeah, I just thought it would be something that
it's good information to know and to be aware of. It's nothing you can really do about it now, but it's something to keep you kind of under your hat and for future,
Yeah, and I want to thank Greg at Remote Pilot.
Yeah, thank you, Greg.
That was great information.
Who was a guest star on Captain Ray Kelly's new show at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on on the YouTube channel. But Marcus, we got a big show tonight here. We got a
really
couple
big show.
we got a couple big guests doing this. We're starting the Drone of the Year contest, and we couldn't do that without Johnny Droneflyer. He was invaluable last year. He was kind of our pollster and he kept track of all the voting. So he's going to be on in a few minutes to kickstart that whole contest. It's already up on the Facebook page, where people are already voting. So he'll probably have some early poll results. And then later on in the show, we have Mark Fisher coming on, and he's going to talk about he's got the Mavic 3, and he's one of these poor souls that has a misbehaving Mavic 3. And I believe he had a conversation with DJI today about it. So we're going to come on and fill all the details out on that. Oh, that's DJI calling right now.
I apologize for that. So, I can tell you this.
Now, that's probably Frank Wang saying, don't talk about that.
Well, I've been having a conversation with DJI myself, and maybe we can talk about that at some point.
Good. But our first person up is, we couldn't do this show without him. Our kind of FPV expert and our fearless football forecaster, DeMarco Moore's on deck here to come on. He's got a big pick tonight. It's the New England Patriots, who are 8-4 versus the Buffalo Bills at 7-4, and the Buffalo's given 3 points tonight. I think this is a battle for first place in the AFC East. So with no further ado, all the way from the heart of Arkansas is DeMarco Moore.
Hello, gentlemen. Tonight, hello, everyone in the chats. Happy Monday.
So, DeMarco, what's new with you?
Same old. Just raising kids. The twins had their 5th birthday yesterday. So,
I saw that. I was going to say something. Yes.
I told my wife, we have 13 years to go, and then it's all over.
Oh, and you know what's in the show notes here? Now, did you know about birthday? I forgot to mention it. I want to send a big happy birthday out to our friend Lauren Donauer, who celebrates his, I believe, 39th birthday today.
39 years old, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I thought it was 35, but I'll take 39.
Lauren had an early retirement. Yeah.
Yeah. So did you have a big party for the twins, or
no?
With the Chuck E. Cheese or something, or?
We actually have a party scheduled with them in a couple of weeks. So we just had something small here. But as far as drone news, though, I bought the Mavic 3.
You did?
Dude, you're my hero.
I'm kidding. I know I didn't buy that Mavic. I'm kidding.
You're waiting to see how it does on the contest, probably.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm done.
Well, hey.
I'm glad
Hey, Marcus,
I didn't let that one go.
Marcus, you remind me of the Beatles special that was on during Thanksgiving Day weekend when George Harrison said, "I'm done," and got up and quit the band.
Oh, I missed that. I missed that part.
No. Actually, in fact, I told some of the boys I actually crashed. I had my first crash with the FPV on Friday.
Really?
Yes. Nothing serious.
Was any damage done?
6 feet off the ground, though, and I was trying to follow our dog around the yard, and I ran into a fence. So,
yes. Does Uncle Kevin know about that?
I had not spoken to him about it, though. No, he doesn't know.
He does now because he's in the chat.
He's probably in the chat. Yeah.
Do you have video of it, DeMarco?
I don't have video. Thank goodness. So I don't have video of it though. But luckily there was no real damage, just some dirty props, and we're all good. It'll scare the dog though.
Oh,
so yeah. But clear. I'll make that choice before I change my mind. I am picking the Patriots tonight to win 21-17.
Hard to go against Belichick and his Patriots, huh?
Yes, and from what I think, they're actually playing at Buffalo too, so that's going to be a tough one.
Yes.
But Mac Jones has been playing well, so we will see.
Josh Allen's a heck of a quarterback for the.
He is pretty good. He's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, like I was back in the day.
Yes, at Florida.
A younger day.
Yes.
Here's a trivia. I'm not sure if I told you guys this ever, but my quarterback in high school, my senior year, he was a junior actually, but I was a senior. He was drafted one spot before Tom Brady.
Who was he?
Matt Bowen.
I don't remember the name.
No, I mean, I have to take that back on. I think he played 6 years. He played with the Redskins, the Packers, and the Rams. So I mean, 6 years is a pretty good career. So
yeah. A little less than Brady, but not bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, speaking of crashing and everything, this is a short note too. I see that our Marcus Crawford appears in Ken Heron's latest drone blooper video, and Marcus is flying some strange orange drone, and it takes a dive on the street.
That was the damnedest thing. That was one of those little toy drones that got sent to me. I think Banggood sent me that one, and yeah, it was weird. It just died, and of course, if you saw that, the first thing I thought of is, well, the battery must have come loose or something, and because it just lost power and hit the ground. But that couldn't have been the case, because if you watch the video, you could see drone video all the way down to the ground. So, yeah, it was odd.
Hey, and it did get you in Ken Heron's video, so it was worth it.
It did, yeah.
And at the end of the Ken Heron video, he's a little promo. If you watch the blooper video all the way through, he's a little promo for the Ocean City boardwalk meetup on Fall 26 at the very end. So I'll keep giving you the news. That's right down the street from where I live. So of course I've attended them, and they're always fun events. But for Ken Heron's blooper videos, if you've never watched one of his blooper videos, those things are hilarious and whatever. His commentary on him is so great. I mean, I could watch him all day.
Yeah, it's his commentary that makes him funny.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And mine, I noticed when mine came up, all he did was put my name at the top.
You did. Yeah, he didn't come up with you think he'd have came up with a good line for that orange drone, but there was another like orange drone earlier, so you weren't the first orange drone.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Hey,
I didn't even remember what it was
called.
What brand that was.
I remember. I was at the beginning. I said Strange Orange Drone. I remember that video. So, well, listen, we're going to get off the Strange Orange Jones here, and it's time to get into the Drone of the Year contest. All the rules, regulation notes, and whatever. We got Johnny Drone Flyer back in the the green room there, and the shrimps run a little bit low. We got Mark back there too, and again, the food's really getting low, so we're going to bring them both in now, whatever. So with no further ado, all the way from the heart of Louisiana, the future governor of Louisiana, Johnny Drone Flyer, and then all the way from Rhode Island. I don't know Mark's city or whatever, but Rhode Island's not that big of a place, so welcome in, gentlemen.
Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey.
Yeah.
Marcus, Ron, DeMarco.
Hey, DeMarco. Hi, Johnny. Hi, Marcus. Hi, Ron. How are you guys?
Man, hey, Ron, I got to tell you something. DeMarco says he got the DJ. I mean, he ordered the Mavic 3, and then he says he don't have footage of his crash. So, I mean, I don't know about all that.
Well, remember, he had a twin's birthday this weekend, so he's allowed some leeway.
Yeah, DeMarco, happy birthday to your twins. I know you sent me a little picture yesterday. They got a new bike. They got bikes. Is that what they got?
Bikes. 2 bikes. 2 had to buy.
Yeah, you got to buy 2 of everything. Yeah, sounds like me. I was just fixing to order that DJI Mini 2 again at that price. I'm telling you, I'm about to hit the buy button.
$379. Yeah. Hey, do the twins? Do they ride 2-wheelers yet, or they got training wheels?
Well, here, that's the thing is like they've been on balance bikes for the past year and a half. I don't know if you guys know what those are.
Yeah, I know. My niece
so the boy twin is zipping down the cul-de-sac in his balance bike, and the girl twin's okay with it. So we actually got them Strider bikes and they're balance bikes, but they're pedal kits that you can put on it. So we just had them put the pedal kit on it. And the boy twin was out there 5 minutes, and he picked it up and he's riding around. The girl twin's a little bit shaky though, but like she's pretty good. I mean, it wasn't foreign to her.
Hey, I got a memo. Wear black shirts, t-shirts tonight. Look, Ron, me, you.
Blue.
Oh yeah, that matches Marcus's Corvette.
And DeMarco had to support the hometown Bears. How'd the hometown Bears do this weekend?
I have no idea. I was busy with
the party, and I know you were partying.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Dang families. Dang.
Hey, DeMarco, I want twins.
Take them.
Oh no, I meant twin Mavic 3s.
Oh, well.
At this point, I do want twin Mavic 3s because then I would probably be having a much of a problem like I'm having right now.
Oh, I heard about your problems. Come on, give the details.
Yeah, do we want to get into this?
Well, we'll skip the order here. We'll go Mavic
I'm
3
sorry,
first, then we'll go contest.
Oh,
We'll finish up with contest.
Yeah. Do you want to go contest? You want to? Which way you want to go?
Well, we already dived into Mavic 3, so there's no going back now. You know,
there isn't.
So
Okay.
so let's set this up a little bit here. Everybody that follows Marco on Facebook or whatever.
I like that.
Knows he's been having some trouble with his
Out of
Mavic 3.
order.
It goes back a couple of days. You've been posting about this, and apparently it got a lot worse. And yeah, and you actually spoke with DJI today, correct?
I did. So it actually stems back to last week when I had a really big scare. I was flying and you know, right off the back, I was not getting GPS right away. It took about 2 to 3 minutes, and I'm like, wait a minute. I would turn. So I just said, let me just turn on my Air 2S and see how fast that connects in the location that I was in. And right away, I got GPS, 16 bars right off the top.
Wow.
You know, so, you know, upon turning on the Mavic 3, I get transmission, video transmission. Pops right up. Everything's fine right there. But then I'm waiting for GPS, and nothing. And then I'm like, 2 minutes later, your home point has been set, you know? And I said, okay, all right, good. So this was in my backyard. Now, I'm always flying from my backyard. There's no problems over here. I fly every single drone from my backyard all the time. Well, I got it up. It wasn't windy out, nothing. And it just, and I'm hovering. I don't got my hands on the controller or nothing. And this was before the RC Pro. This is before I got the RC Pro. This is when I was flying with the tablet. The iPad 4.
The Mini 5.
Yeah, the Mini 4, actually.
Mini 4.
So all of a sudden, it shoots like acceleration. And I'm like, wait, my hands are not even on the trigger. It just shoots across the sky. And
you mean like it's in sports mode or something?
Exactly. Like I can hear it too. I mean, I have visual line of sight, but I can hear it like zoom, like just, oh, where you going? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I pull them back. I can see it going, and then I'm trying to, you know, pull on the sticks to bring it back, and it's just not, you know, doing what I'm telling it to do. And it's been trained. I trained it before I even went up. You know, I trained it on the Assistant 2, you know, because that's what you do. You they say the best way to do your firmware updates is on the Assistant 2. Right. Then I do that. So all your
updates were taken care of.
All the updates taken care of. The IMU, the compass, everything was taken care of. It zooms away. I finally get it under control. Bring it back. All right. So I go and fly it again, and I'm flying this on jobs. All right, you know, and I'm lucky because you know what, you're on a job and this thing takes off and it hits something. Your client's gonna be like, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, you're gonna look like a fool, right?
Yeah.
So I was lucky enough that it didn't happen on these jobs. Well, that happened then. And then I was in another area. I did an IMU. I did a compass calibration because I was already afraid because of what happened before. And all of a sudden it starts drifting. This time I pulled out my phone and just shot it. So it wasn't doing the acceleration thing. It was just drifting. Like, and I looked down. I said, oh, I got 16 bars. I got 18 bars here, you know, of satellites, you know, and it's just going about its merry way. I'm like, where you going? Get over here, you know? So I get it back. You know, mind you, I'm flying over the water and everything because that's what I do. That's what I'm, you know, used to doing. So,
yeah. And
it's a DJI drone. Like, what is going on, right? So the other day, I noticed it's going to have this, like, amazing sunset. And I'm like, oh, let me go down. And there's this, like, nice bridge, and it's overlooking the city. These are some of the photos I posted just the other day on DroneNation. So I get up, I go, I get GPS, I go, and all of a sudden it starts drifting again. Now I'm like, you know, pretty far out. I still got line of sight, but I'm pretty far out. It starts drifting. I'm like, I don't even got my hands on the trigger. All right. I bring it back. I put it back up again. I do another IMU. Maybe I'm next to the bridge. Maybe there's something going on. I get it. I'm about 30 feet away from me. And all of a sudden, it started acting up like crazy. Like the camera started going wacky. And then all of a sudden, the acceleration again. Zzz, that starts pulling away from me. I'm like, no, you're not. And that was it. After that, I was done. I'm like, listen, I am not flying this no more. I bring it home. Reason for the out of order. And I get on the phone today. I couldn't wait. I had to go look at a house. But right after I left the house, because I'm going to do some floors in the house. Anyways, after I get out of the house, I get on the phone with DJI. I'm like, listen, give him my information, this is Mark, because the heck, I've been buying from them since I don't know when, like 8 years ago. Phantom 1, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, all right, DJI, listen to me now. This is what's going on with my drone. I did everything that I was told to do when I buy drones, just like I've been doing for the last 8 years or whatever. This thing is acting up, and I give them all the information, and I just keep on rambling and going and yelling. Like I was literally yelling, and I don't get like that too much, but I was mad because I'm disappointed. I spent $4,500. You know what I mean? I spent $4,500.
You have the city, correct?
I don't have the city. Nope, I have.
Oh, you have the
Fly More combo.
You fly more combo plus the RC Pro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you write that down, Johnny? The 4,500.
I got it.
You got it.
And now, you tested the smart controller and the regular controller, and both of them have the same issue.
Did the same issue. Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you, Mark. Did it do it on both? Yeah.
So when Captain Ray Kelly came down, right, to Rhode Island, he said, Mark, it might be your iPad that you don't have enough data, or your CPU is not good.
It's too old.
I mean?
Yeah.
It's too old, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I said, oh, you got a good point there. I pull out my phone. I start using my phone. I had no problems. I'm flying over there, and it was fine. But then, it's just certain times it was doing it. So I don't know if there's something loose, the hardware. Maybe I just don't know what it could be. It's just weird to me. But I hear about it like other people crashing these things. So are they all pilot errors?
What's the guy in Chicago that crashed?
Yeah, you see the guy in Chicago? Aton? Yeah, he crashed. He said he was just, up. I keep following him. I wanted to see. As a matter of fact, he was messaging me today and asking me what happened with mine. He thought I had crashed it. I didn't crash it. I was lucky enough that it didn't fly all the way. And, I put the reins on and I was like, whoa, horsey, come back here, So I don't know.
Hey, now our friend Rob, Third Eye View, he's mentioned in chat. He said, could it be the KP index? When you open up what's the app, Marcus, that shows you the KP?
Before you fly.
Before you fly. And what exactly is that KP index? Does anybody know?
The sun, right?
Calibrate
it's something to do with orientation.
Yeah, I also think it's the number of satellites that are in the air at that given time of day. Depending on where you're at on the Earth, how many satellites are visible from where you're at.
Yeah. Now, so the thing is, I fly in these areas. There was 3 locations that I've flown multiple drones.
Yeah, and you said other drones flew well at the same area at the same time.
Absolutely.
So it can't be the KP, or every drone would mess up. Yeah.
Ron, put Lon Donauer's comment up there. I don't know if you see it.
The big one, yeah. Has nothing to do with the controller. It's an internal problem in the drone. If you launch for you at 12 sats approach, the system doesn't recover like the old drones do.
Yeah.
Now, were you able to get 12 sats on the ground, Mark?
I had close to 18 satellites when it started drifting and the camera started acting up. Now, that was the first time I seen that. Now, I know Ken Dono said that there was a horizon tilt on his drone. So I don't, I don't think that I'm the only one that got a bad apple. I think there was a batch. I believe there was a batch.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to tell you all the story. Now, I haven't had an issue like you have with the drone flies uncontrollably, but I told Mark today I've seen it drift twice, and the most recent it was Saturday night. I had it up in the air, 200 feet up above water, so there was nothing to hit. And I was trying to change the camera setting, so I took my I was looking back and forth, and I noticed when the controller was drifting. Now it was far enough behind away from me. It was drifting so slow I couldn't see it I was too far away to see it with a line of sight. But the controller I could see slowly drifting. I mean, it wasn't moving fast, but it was slowly drifting. But as soon as I got back on the sticks, it responded perfectly to my commands. And I saw the same thing happen once before, where I was looking down, changing setting. And again, it was drifting so slow I couldn't see line of sight. But the controller, I could see it drifting on the FPV view. So I have drifting. I don't have what you have, but I do have. I've seen it drift twice.
And this is a sudden acceleration of
and I don't have that.
The velocity it just like takes off like as if I hit that controller, that stick real hard on like, zzz, and you can just hear it like it sounds like the Maserati a little bit, Johnny.
Mark, what do the flight records show? I mean, if you upload that to what's that website that you can upload your flight records to?
Air map? Is it no?
Yeah, no, air data.
Air data. I haven't done that.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what that looks like.
I'm gonna. It's gonna be here for a couple of days until they. So the final thing was like, because I'm get done yelling, and the guy comes back. The guy comes back and he says, "Well, we are very sorry for everything that's happening, and for all this and that. We're gonna refund your money." And then he says, I said, well, because he thought I just wanted a refund and I didn't want the drone anymore. And I was like, no, I want another one, but don't send me this one. Don't fix this one and then send it back to me. I want another one, and I'm gonna take a picture of the serial number so that you don't send me the same one because you fixed it, whatever, So I want a new one that works.
I just want to point, and Ron, you put it up there on the thing.
Mike writes.
Mike writes comment about the K index. I think that's important. Thank you, Michael, for that explanation. Mike. Yeah, we had that wrong.
Well, I mean, you would think that it wouldn't be at satellites if you're getting sudden acceleration, because satellites don't have anything to.
There's something internally going on.
Oh yeah,
it could be a combination of things. How do we know, right?
I'm reading what Lon is saying, but no, I was locked. I had home point. I wait. There was one time I didn't wait, and it went into ADI mode, and I can understand ADI mode. I know ADI mode when I see it. I've been flying for 8 years. I've flown almost every drone there is out for DJI, and as far as patience, so I don't fly for fun so much. I fly for work, and so I'm always extra careful about what I'm doing as far as like let it sit there, let it hover, make sure I'm not there because I'm around people. I'm on a construction business, and I'm gonna fly close to like cranes and metal objects that I know that can have some interference. You know what I mean? But this is definitely something that's going wrong with it. Like definitely, I mean. I know how DJI drones act, and I know their flight characteristics. This is not normal.
Yeah.
And I do want to chime in that I have the same thing. It gets satellites slow, especially on the ground.
See, I have just the opposite with mine. I am stunned at how fast it picks up satellites, and typically I have like 25 satellites before I ever even take off. I have no other drone that picks up satellites like that.
I'm about to say, Marcus, the Air 2S seemed like it got satellites when it first came out really quick, but now it does. I mean, to me, it seems like it takes a while lately.
That's because you live in Louisiana.
That's what it is.
No, I don't know. No, that's interesting. The whole KP index that Michael was talking about with you, I was wondering if that has something to do with it. But it's just interesting that comparing our notes and the different experiences that we're having, and yeah, don't even no explanation. Just it's interesting to see our different experiences.
Yeah, I mean, not locking on the satellites is one thing, but taking off is a whole nother. I mean, that's something else, you know.
Yeah, and you know, I'll pull it up and let it just hover there and just say, hey, you know, is this thing moving about? You know what I mean?
Right.
Am I getting enough stats? Let me look down at the what you call, you know. I think there's something going on. I mean, you know, the overall, here's the thing. You know, something like this happening with the new drone that comes out. It's DJI, you know, if you're listening out there, dude, you really released this thing too fast. First and foremost, you've never released a drone that wasn't at least up to 90% with firmware updates. You know, waiting for some firmware updates to come later on that fixes some bugs here and there. But, you know, this thing is not even nowhere near where it's going to be. And when it gets there, it's going to be amazing. It is. The camera's just great. But
well, Mark, let me add the first Mini 2 that I had. I took it out over the Snake River Canyon, and it went into a death spiral on my very first flight. And I was able to retrieve it. I was able to get it back, just like you know, was able to recover. The thing was out of control, man. But anyway, got it back. And I sent those flight records to DJI, and they were able to determine by looking at that it had a defective motherboard on the drone, and they just replaced it. Which I suspect yours is probably a similar problem, and I think that probably happened with any drone from any manufacturer. Yeah,
I'm sure. You just lose a little bit of confidence in it. You know what I mean? Like,
of
when
course,
you deal with some of these things, you know, because you know I'm gonna fly over water and that, and of course, like, you know, another thing I gotta look at is saying, hey, you know, if it flies away, I obviously got flight records. You know.
So Mark, did they want to see any flight data or anything, or did they? So they didn't.
They're just gonna refund my money. I went into detail, you know, and Johnny, when I yell, I sound like Al Pacino a little bit. I was like, who put this thing together? Me. That's what.
You gave them an ultimatum, is what you did.
I told you to tell them we work for the Sanitarium.
So the next one you get, the next one you get may not even take off.
Well, let me tell you, the other thing is, Mark, they've looked and they've seen that you're a really good customer.
Yeah. They did. They looked up my thing and they said, "Oh, wow, all right, you know, give him his money back."
So
but
Mark,
the funny thing is that they told me to go to Best Buy and buy another one.
Okay.
Hey, I want to welcome in Sean from Air Photography in the chat here, and he's confirming that his has really slow satellite connection as well.
So there's a man
that owns every DJI drone.
Yeah, and that's the first thing I was noticing. I mean, waiting 2 to 3 minutes to get even the home point set is like very, very like. I mean, this is everywhere I went. I would have to wait. I'd sit there and wait. All right, wait. Start the satellites, and I'll start off with 6 satellites, and then I'll move up, and then I'll move up to about 15, and then that's when I'll get the home point set, and then all of a sudden I'll say, all right, my home point set, so we must got enough satellites to take off. Let me bring it up and hover it a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't know.
So Marcus, you haven't experienced that at all. I mean, where you're.
No. So the only things that I have noticed, and I'm interested to the rest of you guys that have the Mavic 3 too, and this is what I got a hold of DJI about.
DeMarco, see if yours has this.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull the cover off so you can see it. I don't know if we'll be able to see it online here, but
not at home, Johnny.
On the side of the gimbal there, you see those rub marks. What happens is, and I see my gimbal is locked right now, but often I find that the gimbal is unlocked and it's moving around, and I get those rub marks.
Oh, really?
And basically, wow. DJI just told me that's kind of how it is. They said you can pull them out. Yeah.
There is, obviously the shell and all that is not the, I know they had to make it lighter, a lot lighter than, because of that bigger battery that's going in there. But it just doesn't have that really good quality feel to it. Not like the Mavic 2 had.
Right. Hey, did you see the point Air Photography's making? He says, I wonder if this your problem has something to do with them removing GLONASS.
I didn't even know they did that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And did you see Lon's comment? They relocated the antennas too, the satellite antennas.
Oh, that could be. So in other words, it just has GPS and I think what do the Chinese call their system?
Yeah.
Baidu or something like that.
Yeah. It still has a couple different ones, but GLONASS is gone.
Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
And I have some other guys in the group, Bob Fiore, who has one, and he's just loving it, and he's having no problems at all. And it's just it's just people like me. It's people like me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Johnny?
The main point is, all tech like this is going to be bad ones over, but at this point, it's how they take care of the customers who get the bad tech is now going to, we're going to see how good of a company they are. And apparently they look like they are handling your situation right. So when you get the refund, what are your plans to go buy one of the Best Buy stores so you have a physical store to take it back to, or
tomorrow?
Okay. Tomorrow. Yeah.
Am I the only one that just feels a little bit dirty when I put this cover back on?
I like it, Marcus.
Not Marcus, unless you take it to the bed. That's all.
There you go.
It's Captain Ray doing that now. Hey, y'all.
Yeah. and Sean's confirming here they still have 3 different GPS systems, but GLONASS has been removed.
I'll be darned.
So a lot of these, I guess, I wonder if we'll ever know the real factor for all this. Maybe everything being said here is part of the thing. And again, I've seen some drifting, but mine for the most part has, it gets slow salaries, but I could just wait a little bit longer. I mean, I'm not on a professional job like Mark, so if I have to wait a few minutes looking at my phone while I grab satellites, that's okay with me. But I will put in there, and this is somebody else said this, I like the drone so much that I'm still glad I got it 2 months early, even though I don't have all the intelligent flight features. Yeah. I mean, I still enjoy it. I think the video looks. I mean, everybody out there is not going to say this drone looks better, the video looks better, but I like the video quality, I like the pictures. And here's some things that you can't deny. You can argue about the picture quality, but you cannot deny it's superior battery life to every other drone I have, because I don't have an Aspire. You can't knock. It has a better image transmission signal. That 03 plus or whatever is better than any other drone's transmission signal I have. It's a little bit faster than any other drone I have, and not that necessarily I need speed, but that means it's better in the wind. And these things are kind of like facts. I mean, they're not like a judgment call or whatever, No,
I tell you, I agree 100% with everything that you just said, Ron. And when I had it up, and when I had, it was acting right. This thing flies amazing. It's like, I had no video transmission feed that was like breaking up. It was,
and you probably fly in a lot of areas where a signal image is tough,
congested. But that night I was in the city, and this didn't happen. It did happen when I was way out there, but I went out to that same area a few times. This happened when I was 30 feet away from me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
so there's something's going on. I mean, like, and then it happened when I'm in my backyard, and then it happened when I was like 30 feet in another area. So, so this doesn't, it's but the video feed and just with the RC Pro.
I know that the video feed you get on either, if you got the RC Pro or even if you're using your phone, the video feed to your monitor is outstanding.
Hey, I got a question for you, Mark.
Yes, sir.
So we've been hearing, we've been seeing a lot of videos on YouTube of people complaining about the sensitivity of the sticks on the drone. I'm telling you, I haven't noticed it, and Ron and I have had conversations. He hasn't noticed it. How about you?
So the sticks are a little bit different, but it's gonna get some getting used to because it's a different fly. It's different characteristics. I'm good with it. I like them the way they are. I think they're very responsive. Jumping. I think a lot of people are saying something about the A-Pass.
That could be too. I thought of that too.
Yeah. So I don't fly with sensors on ever. I just can't do it, and I can't stand the beeping.
Right.
But anyways, and then I just don't need anything in my way that I need to get through and go with, you know.
So I got another theory that you know how much faster it ascends and descends.
Whew,
I wonder if
fast.
people
I love
are.
it.
I wonder if people are kind of getting that confused with sensitivity. I don't know. It's just a theory.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of it's going to be worked out. Of course, there's going to be so many firmware updates on this thing, you know, come January or even before, because I think they're really hard working right now on, you know, just getting some of the firmware updates that we might even see firmware updates before January. You know,
Well,
what I
we
mean?
need to see a couple bug fixes because features like the drifting issue.
Yeah, yeah,
That should be a bug fix
yeah.
way
I think
before
so.
all the features come. In
Yeah,
fact,
yeah.
that's what should happen first. All the bugs should
Exactly.
be knocked out before we worry about putting more features
Right.
in the drone.
Yeah.
And I think that jerkiness is going to be done away with as soon as it. And you know, DJI is listening to the people. I believe that they are. I
Yeah.
think that they're saying, hey, all right, we got to fix these things, and we, you know, because they're going to lose a lot of sales if they don't. Of course, you know.
And
So they're
Lawrence
not saying, hey,
saying here what a lot of people are saying they should have put on the Go 4 app.
oh, there's a lot of things that I think they should have done with this drone being now. All right, as far as cost, this drone is priced exactly where it needs to be. I'm sorry for people that don't think it's not geared to the consumer. I know when you think Mavic, you think, oh, we're gonna get a cheap drone, really good. This is a pro drone. It's fitting right in between, you know, your Air 2S or whatever, but in your Inspires. You know what I mean? It's right there in the middle of that price. You know, yeah, look at AirPeak. I think Ron, you was talking about the AirPeak came out, and that's $9,000.
Yeah,
That's
we'll get that in a minute. Yep.
yeah, that's $9,000 without the gimbal and the camera. But,
So one of the things that I've seen, and I know Ron's seen, Mark, is we've both occasionally had a little blip in the gimbal. Now I've only seen that on sport mode, which to me is perfectly understandable. When you've got the drone flying that particularly if you're going sideways, think of the pressure that's putting on those gimbal motors. But I'm wondering if DJI will address that too.
I think they will, but they never addressed it in the Mavic 2 Pro. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's
they did on the both the Air. It was the Air 2. Remember the Air 2?
Air 2, yes.
And they did address it with
the
one.
pitching, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a bigger camera, you know what I mean? It's a faster drone. So you're going to get that, you know? And when you're doing that, that's like when you abruptly stop or when you really take off. You know what I mean? Once you stop taking off, you're not going to use that footage, I don't think, if you're shooting cinematic. I think for those speeds, you're going to be chasing a car or a boat, you know, a motorcycle or whatever. And you're not going to use that first initial takeoff video that you shoot. I wouldn't, that's for sure. I'm not gonna, I'll get in between where I'm like already set and I'm already set in motion where that gimbal's working the best. You know what I mean?
Hey, we got Sean Air Photography is saying that he's seen that gimbal jump in normal mode, which I have not seen that.
No, I haven't seen that.
That's not good.
Yeah, I've seen it in sport, but I'm not sure I've seen it normal.
Yeah.
Hey, and I'm going to take time out to answer Mike Roche Media's question. Thanks for joining us tonight, Mike. He says, can you dial in the expos on the sticks? And that is kind of a sticky question. Well, if you're using the RC Pro and you're on the Android version, you cannot. But listen to this part. If you have an iPhone with the iOS version of the Fly app, the expo is in there. You can.
Oh, it is.
Change, only using the standard controller with an iOS app.
Oh, okay.
It's in the iOS version. The expo is there. But Mark said a good question. If you set the expo on that, will that carry over to the drone and work if you go back to the RC Pro? I don't know that.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what remembers that. Is that the software within the drone or is it the software within the controller? I don't know.
Yeah.
Setting the the expos. I think that's within the controller.
I would think so too, but yeah.
So it'll bounce back and forth. But good question, Mike. I mean, I can tell you that the expo's in the iOS version of the Fly app, but I don't know if it sticks.
You could do it in the Auto.
Hey, you got to see. Yeah, you got to see what Rob.
Hey, show Mark. That's a real smart controller, right? That's how
Yeah.
big. That's a real
Yeah.
screen on that thing.
That's a real. That's another thing too. I mean, come on, DJI. You used the Mavic Air 2, Mavic Mini 2, Mavic Air 2S controllers with a Pro drone.
Hey, Ron, put Rob's comment up there. Third eye view.
And you don't even bother to color code it, Mark.
You don't even bother. No, because it was all those ones that were sitting on the shelf.
They had a ton of them.
Yeah. Rob is flying his Evo 2 Pro at spin up.
I could fit the RC Pro on the screen.
Yeah,
Oh wow!
And Mark, why did all they basically do is just reconfigure their old smart control? You figure for bumping the price up double, you think we get a whole new smart.
Yeah, but hey, but Mark, they can build a controller, but they can't build any drones.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, I had my money for about 3 months now, and I don't have a drone. So.
Yeah, I mean,
what's this controller?
Yeah,
I'm gonna just switch them real quick, okay?
Yeah. You got to go real slow.
Yeah, now go
Yeah.
slow, right? No,
Yeah.
the same thing, man. It's the same.
Well, something told them that the screen was fine. I mean, because why would they had did it again? You know?
I told Lauren to tell Frank Wang we needed a bigger screen.
It's Lauren's fault.
Well, you should have stayed at 750 and not 1199.
Right, or give us a little your usual 10%. You can bump up to 800. Just give us a little bump.
Hey, hold it.
Yeah,
Lon,
you can get a little bump, right?
Lon is making a really good point too. He's saying that you can't get the Autel smart controller, so there you go.
Version 2
you can't
can,
get
right?
it.
Version 1 you
Version
can't
2
get.
you can get. I don't think the version 2 is out yet, though. Are they shipping on that yet?
That's what he's saying.
Okay.
yeah, you
That's
got
what he's
me.
saying. You can't get it.
Yeah, Autel's a lot of great stuff. You just can't get it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Vaporware.
listen. While we're on smart controllers, let's cover story number 6.
This is a
It
beautiful
came out
controller.
this week that DJI is considering a new Flyboard bundle that will include the RC Pro, because we know right now the only way to get the RC Pro in a bundle is get the city pack, and a lot of people don't want the city drone. So go around the horn. Do we think this is a good idea that DJI is creating a new Flyboard package that
Let
will
me
include the RC
start.
Pro? Marcus, you're chopping at the bit on
I'm
this.
opinionated as hell on this one because you can call me a DJI fanboy, but that makes me mad because I would have bought it with the smart controller if I could have, and now I've got the standard kit. So are they going to offer those of us that got it early enough? Are they going to offer us some kind of a discount on
The drone
controller?
DJ story said they
No.
were offering.
No, they're not going to, and that's a bummer. I bought mine.
Wait. They are going to.
Or
You
not?
said they are?
They are.
I heard they are going to offer some sort of compensation.
Yeah, they're gonna
Okay.
give you
That's
they're gonna give you some money towards their store.
Oh.
You're gonna spend it in their store.
A
It's
free
not like
set
you're
of props.
Yeah. Hey, you know what?
Hey, but
At this point,
that's not new. That's
just
not
put
new
my
because like
drone
when I
in
bought my Air 2, the same thing happened. I mean, I
No,
bought
because
the
because you
Pro
got
controller
the
separate, and then a couple months later, they made it a
They-
package. Yeah.
yeah. They
I
didn't do
got
nothing
this
for
baby
you.
at Best Buy. I could always take it back and
I'm
then
about to
just
say,
order
Marcus,
the other kit.
if they
Yeah,
offer that
Marco.
package later, you can just bring
Wait.
the whole thing back. Yeah.
Wait, DeMarco, you mean they didn't send you no stickers?
No,
Yeah, stickers. Yeah.
they asked me first. They said, "Wait, do you know Johnny Drone Flyer?" I said, "Who?" At the time, I didn't know him. So no.
Hey, real quick, we got our friend Ross Langdon in here. That he's OZ Strata Panoramas here. He can't comment on the Facebook group anymore because he's in Facebook jail right now. I think he's there until Saturday. So I had to post some videos for him today. So I just wanted to thank him for being in here since he's not in YouTube jail, but he's in Facebook jail.
Facebook jail.
Yeah.
So any other thoughts on this new smart controller bundle for the Mavic? And I heard it won't be.
Yes, your price.
January.
Yeah, well, yeah, I heard even the spring. But what do you get? What are you guessing for a price, DeMarco, on this new bundle?
Let's see what the smart controller is. $11.50. You said, Mark, or
Like
Marcus?
$12.99,
Smart controller,
$12.99?
$1,300.
No, 11 $11.99.
$11.99.
$11.99.
And the drone's $21.99.
The drone is $2K.
Oh, but wait a minute. That's only going to be offered on the combo. So it's going to come with the fly mall combo, not with the. That's what I read.
Right.
Well, I don't think they
combo.
know what they're going to do. Whether they're just going to tack it on to the current combo, or I read the possibility there would be a new combo.
So the new combo is going to be the fly mall combo with the smart controller.
Well, they may be doing one flyboard
with
combo. They
Aussie
maybe
Pro.
keep the original flyboard combo, but they may add a second one.
No, you know why? Because they still got to get rid of all those other controllers from Mavic Air 2.
The RCN1 controllers.
No problem. No
By the
problem.
way, I love that
All they do
controller.
is come out with a Mini 3 next year and use them all in the Mini 3.
Lon says it'll be about 4,000 is what he said.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's going to be about 4. They'll probably knock off some money.
Hey, and let's get real here. That RCN1 controller is an awesome controller. The only thing I could say is, I wish it had a zoom wheel along with the camera angle wheel. Yes, but other than that, I got no complaints
that
with
controller.
that.
So the Aussie Pro, which I think, all right, which one? I got to try to figure out which one it is because it looks so much like the smart controller. But the Aussie Pro has the 2 wheels, right? But the thing is, one wheel is for the zoom. That's for the top camera, right?
Right.
But then once the top camera is not on, this wheel doesn't do nothing. So we're hoping to get that aperture.
Where's my aperture wheel? I was going to say.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Or have it switchable.
Yeah, exactly.
What did the guy from Spin Up say? He said, "Ask for it, and we'll get it."
Mark, you know what I did with the RC Pro, Mark? That thumb wheel in the middle, I signed aperture up and down the 2 of those settings.
Wait, I'm sorry.
What's that little joystick? I assigned aperture up and down to that.
With the small little thing here?
The 5-way switch.
The 5-way switch. So I just moved my aperture up and down with that 5-way switch.
Yeah, you could do it on that. But I would like it like the Phantom 4 Pro was just amazing. That controller, my goodness. That drone was just, I don't even understand how 5 years later you can't be doing all these things that you did on the Phantom 4 Pro, because the Phantom 4 Pro had the clicking, the aperture, you can click in to aperture, you can click into ISO, you can click into shutter speed just by a click of a button and just a toggle on that wheel, you know what I mean? And it just was amazing, right on the fly. You didn't have to move your hands. You didn't have to go onto this little button here. And I hear that, Ron. Yeah, I've been using that lately because I didn't even know that feature was in there. And then when I realized it was in there, I'm like,
I got playing around with it. I said, oh, well, I could just do it here. I don't like as good as a wheel, but it's a make do. But Mark, these guys, the history of this. Remember when the Mavic 1 had all these features and the Mavic 2 came out, it was missing a whole bunch of features that the Mavic 1 had. It took them months to get all those features back again that we had in the Mavic 1. And we did not get everything that the Mavic 1 had.
Hey, absolutely, Ron. And what do you think about, we're always buying the Firehouse LED light, 3-mile range, whatever there. Why didn't they put something on the top there that they could sell a little add-on for that light, or even build that light in there?
So let me ask you, Mark,
nice.
I know a lot of people do that, but does that block? Is there any circuitry up there? Is there like a GPS antenna? That's what I always worry about with that stuff. Is it blocking anything in the drone?
I think I've seen somebody talking about it, and they said no. That I don't think it's. I'm not that technical when it comes to that, and some of the stuff I learned, like I'm watching, sitting around watching YouTube. I'm not really technical about the ins and outs of like this and that, and
there is a video.
I go to work and hope
tear down, and the GPS unit is right at the top though, but I don't remember what they said about that blocking it.
Yeah, they said if you put something right over it, but I don't
think it's gonna block it. Unless they're gonna make something. But I do know that this is already ready for remote pilot.
Mark, if it's not picking up your GPS, it's not blocking it right now. So
Marcus, I can't answer your question about why DJ doesn't put anything in there, but I've already put the Lume Cube light right on top of the Mavic 3, and I flew it, and I saw no issues whatsoever.
I thought you said it was
Loom Cube,
drifting.
Yeah.
Pardon?
We
Pardon?
thought you said it was drifting.
Oh, that not with the light on.
Okay.
That is a different flight. When it was drifting, it was no light on it.
Marcus, your brother's an attorney, not you.
Marcus, you're gonna get thrown off the show.
And Marcus,
Ron
there's no video of that drifting anyway, so you got no evidence, pal.
I know how that goes, Ron.
Hey,
Oh, man.
DeMarco, you sure you don't want to show us that Mavic 3?
I'm not at home.
Hey, you know what? It's gonna DeMarco down to work. It's gonna be under the tree on Christmas Day, so
It's a different
it's all
family.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody
Hey,
else
okay,
in the living
listen.
room.
Let's jump
Hey.
to another story. Let's jump to another story here. Mark touched on it briefly. You know, we're all complaining about the high price of the Mavic 3. It's too much money or whatever. Well, what about the Sony AirPeak drone, which was announced a few months ago, and is now available for pre-order from Sony? And for anybody that's upset about the price of the Mavic 3, this AirPeak's going for a cool $9,000, and I don't think that even includes any camera, right?
Yeah, that's without.
You already have to have your Sony
That
full
doesn't
frame
include
camera.
That doesn't
You
include the
can't even
gimbal.
fly it when it comes. You just got to look at it.
Yeah.
So I think the gimbal is like $3,000, and then the camera I know because I got most of all the Sony 7 series cameras. I got the 7R4, 7R3, 7.3, 7S3. 7.3, yeah. So I bet I would put the 7.3.
What do those cameras go for? What do the affordable ones go for?
The 7S3, which is what I would probably put on the AirPeak because it's the best video camera out right now as far as with Sony mirrorless. That's $3,750.
So $9,000 plus $3,750. So now we're almost up to $13,000.
Then add the gimbal.
And you said 300 or 3,000?
3,000 about. I think it's 20. I think it's almost 20. It's almost 3,000.
So now we're up to about 16,000.
Yeah,
they have that thing flying properly.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes
Figure
the Mavic 3 look like a bargain basement drone.
Yeah, the people who are buying that are buying it with a corporate card.
Yeah, but to be
Yeah,
fair, we're
and they're
talking
buying
about
3
a
or 4.
professional drone as opposed to a prosumer drone.
Yeah. So the AirPeak, yeah, you know the thing is, and then let's talk about batteries on that thing too. You're not gonna get it and then get 2 batteries or 3 batteries. You're gonna need
20 of them, right?
Yeah, because you're only getting 13 minutes to 15 minutes of flight.
Yeah, and because if you're on a job, you're working on a job all day long, right?
Yeah.
And what are those batteries going to go for? About $50?
Marcus is right. Hey, but I'll tell you this: if you are buying that for work and you're using that drone for your business, you are buying more than one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You need a backup.
Yeah.
That's that. You know what? You're not even talking the AirPeak unless you're talking to Netflix or Apple TV or.
So let me ask
National
you,
Geographic.
Mark, is that something that you would use in your workflow? That level of a drone?
No.
Yeah.
No client would require all that. Yeah.
Johnny,
I was watching the show, Captain Ray Kelly's show, and he had Santa Claus, and I was making a joke, and I was asking Santa Claus for it, but that's no. Not until Netflix calls.
Even Santa said it was beyond his budget.
Yeah, right.
And I think
fit in the slate.
I think he gave me the finger on the low too. I don't know.
Hey, Lon's saying you should use the Sony PXW FX9 XD camera. Boy, that's a heck of a name for a camera.
Wow.
The FX9, yeah, that's a crazy camera too. You know,
is that an affordable camera?
No,
he just said no.
I think it's like that one, the FX9. It's gonna be like $8,000, I think.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Because getting yourself outfitted properly with the AirPeak is very pricey.
Now, Marcus and Ron, if they called you up and said, "Hey, like we want to send you this drone, like would you even take it?" You say, "Nah, keep it."
Oh, you better send a camera along too.
I'm about to say, yeah. What if they had to send a camera?
Yeah, send the camera too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding, DeMarco? Of course.
No, I'm not kidding.
I would love to just fly one just to say I did. Not that I could do it justice. I'm not saying that.
Can you imagine Marcus? He does all his first flight of the Snake River Canyon. Imagine him flying $20,000 worth of drone and camera gear over the canyon, and it takes right to the bottom.
And
that wouldn't be good.
You do know that's a cheap drone. That's cheap compared.
Yeah, as opposed to like a Matrice or something like that.
Matrice, or
right.
You're looking at 75. So I about 4 years ago, I shot the New York City Drone Film Festival. They gave away a $30,000 drone, and they gave away a $30,000 red camera. That was first and second prize or something for the festival. You know what I mean? And that I should post some pictures from that. That was 4 years ago. I was one of the lead photographers at that thing, and I got pictures of the guy holding the drone, and he's got two hands, and the drone spread out. And that payload is like incredible, and that was just for the drone. It wasn't even the gimbal to hold the camera. The red cameras go for $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. Some of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
yeah,
that's on the Air Peak is a good price for a drone that's going to be able to hold a Sony camera like that.
Yeah.
So Mark, let me ask you, how much cinema work do you do? I mean, I know you do you do like construction things and things like that, and real estate and that sort of stuff. But
not so much real estate. I was doing a lot of real estate last year, but like this year I'm doing a lot more local commercials. But then I've been shooting for a film crew out of Chicago, Illinois, and we're working on some big projects. It's not really like I mean, we have to shoot in log, of course, because of the editors and the DBs and whoever, the people on the site are shooting with these bigger cameras. And so, they don't want to deal with and we all have to be on the same boat as far as settings go, but so I'm using, not only just drones. I always say this as a drone is just a tool in my toolbox.
It's a camera platform.
It's a camera platform. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I was just doing some stuff for Amazon too, and I'll probably be back to work with Amazon. So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
But nothing like Netflix and all that. And that's that's when you step up to the level of not having to get one of those drones. I never really needed them to get an Inspire, and I had the Inspire ones. I used them on one job, and I sold them both. I had two of them, and I had the X5, I had the X3, and this was 5 years ago. But I was shooting a documentary for the wind turbines, and I used them on that, and that was it. Because there wasn't really small drones back then. You know what I mean? You didn't have really these smaller drones that packed a little, a good punch with a camera now. But after I used them on that job, I was not needed no more. I knew I wasn't gonna have to use those type of drones, so I sold them and moved on, So
good. Well, I guess we reached this part in the show. Before everybody goes to bed, we better get into the Drone of the Year contest. And did we add the Air Peak on that list? But listen, folks, last year for the first time, we did the Drone of the Year contest, and Johnny Drone Flyer, really helped us out, and he's back again this year. And what the only thing confusing to people is, we're doing the Drone of the Year for 2021. We're not doing the best drone of all time. And we did do a best drone of all time last year after we did Drone of the Year, and the same drone won both times. But so we're only you can put anything you want down. This we're a free drone country here, whatever. But only drones that come out in 2021 are actually going to win.
One last year.
Air 2 last year.
Yeah, Air 2 won last year. And I think the Mini 2 was second.
The Mini 2, yeah, the Mini came out in November of 2020, so a couple people added it this year, but it wasn't released in 21, so it was real close. It was November, but yeah.
And we made a special exception last year because of the Skydio. Most people didn't get their Skydios until it came out the year before, but hardly anybody got it the year it came out. So we allowed that to be in the following year. But I mean, but the Mini 2, that's not the case. There, thousands of people ordered it, right when it came out in November of 2021. So
me and Ron among them.
Yeah, they saw a bundle of them last year. So I want to make a special shout out too to, I don't have the person's name here, but his screen name on YouTube is SSB73Q, and he reminded me of that we need to start the contest, and also he asked that he did all the voting on Facebook last year because Facebook has a nice polling system. And you can put as many drones as you want in. And Johnny had a conversation this morning. We thought we could do it on YouTube also in the community tab. But guess what, Johnny? The community tab only allows you to put 4 items in your poll.
I got you.
So what we're going to do, we're going to do a combination. We're going to vote on Facebook like we always did. And then we're going to vote on YouTube also. So if you want to vote on YouTube, go into the, not the live chat here because I'll never be able to keep up with it, but go in the comments, after the show's finished and just put in drone of the year, whatever, Mavic 3, Air 2S, just put that in the comments. Not the live comments here, but the after show comments, and then I'll go through there and tabulate them all. And I think we've worked a deal out with the Fly for Fun show where Johnny's going to run a poll over on their Facebook group, and he's also going to mention it on the Fly for Fun show, and he's going to allow the same type of voting method in. And what we're going to do when it's all over is we're going to tabulate all the votes together and come up with a winner, and we'll announce some of the winners on our show, and we'll announce some of the winners on Johnny and Ray's show on Wednesday. And they can come on our show, we can go on their show to help out or whatever. So kind of make it a community thing.
Hey, Ron. So does that mean that Johnny is kind of like our version of the Secretary of State that he has to count up?
Yeah, it's official.
Yeah.
I even get paid.
Well, here's what I want to know, Johnny. All I need you to do is come up with about 100 more votes for that Mavic 3. What's it going to take for you to do that?
And it's early, and Ron and I talked on the phone this morning. Yeah, and I did put the post up on the Fly for Fun show also. But yeah, of course, the Mavic Air 2S is.
Are there any? Yeah, did you do any preliminary polling?
Yeah, it's like well, right now it's like 46 votes for the Air 2S and 6 for the Mavic 3, and then the FPV drone has about 6. So a long way to go. But hey, let's give it a couple more weeks and more of those Mavic 3s. I mean, DeMarco's got his coming, and Mark's got he can vote twice because he got 2 of them.
Two, yeah.
But no, it was fun. We did it last year, and it was a fun little poll to of course, the Air 2 ran away with it last year, and early voting looks like the Air 2S. But hey, let's see. Let's all
guys. I'm not going to participate because Captain Ray Kelly's in it. He's going to win.
Yeah.
Oh, are we giving away an Air 2S? Is that?
No.
Well,
maybe you are. Yeah, we're giving away your Air 2S.
Yeah. Well, what's going to happen is if you vote, there's a chance Santa Claus may bring it.
I'll tell you what, you'll get a Potensic or something from Marcus.
Yeah.
MG1 there.
If you're lucky.
Maybe that orange drone that crashed in Ken Heron's blooper video.
Yeah, I already gave that one away, Ron.
It was a fun poll. It was a fun poll to do last year, and people had fun voting. Get out there and vote, And
I just wish the voting would be a little closer because it was a landslide last year too.
Well, I think that's a numbers thing. We talked about it last year. I mean, that drone Air 2S is in so many people's hands right now. So
that's it. That's it, Johnny. And you know what? If the Air 2S wins, it deserves to win. That is a phenomenal piece of technology. And at that price point, we were talking about price point. You think about the bargain that drone really is for the capabilities that it brings to the consumer. It's just an insane value.
And Marcus, that's a good point because now, not that it even looks like a better. I mean, if you want to step up to the Mavic 3, but at the price that the Air 2S is, it makes it look even better right now.
No, you put it in perspective. That's what you're saying. It kind of puts it into that perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
And wait until the RC Pro and Air 2S have compatibility.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
If that actually happens, but yeah,
that's gonna happen. I mean, how can't you have that happen when they both run on the same OcuSync? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
If they don't do that, then that's really like bad.
Hey, we want to welcome Philly Drone Life into the chat. I'm sure he's gonna he's a big FPV fan. I bet you he'll be casting his vote to that little FPV drone.
Wow.
So are we telling our vote now, or are we going to wait a couple of weeks?
Well, I guess we're not, because we're a regular show. But Mark says he's not going to vote. He's a big guest. He could give his vote if he wanted to. And wait a minute, Dr. Ted Bowman's already worried about the voting here. He's all caps here, and
well, he's all caps because he's got a reason to be all caps. Let me just leave it at that. But because the way his eyesight, the way he looks, he types in caps so that he can see it well. But to his point, I think he's making a good point here, because it also can end up being a popularity contest.
Yeah, and if you don't have I can't vote for the Mavic 3. I mean, unless I wouldn't vote for it because I don't have it, So
But same thing with me with the Air 2S. I don't have that. I've got the Air 2 though, but I put on there why I voted for the Air 2S. It's just more attainable by the.
Oh, so we know how DeMarco voted already.
Now, DeMarco, for an extra $19.95, your vote can count. I'm just telling you.
Hey, look, I was right about Philly. He's voting for the FPV drone.
DeMarco had the Mavic 3, but then, the twins' birthday came up, so he had to trade it in for the bicycles.
No, not the twins' birthday. It's called marriage.
Oh, yeah.
I would have a Corvette right now instead of a minivan too. I was married.
Hey, don't let DeMarco fool you. He drove a car around. He drove a car at Spin Up. It was almost as nice as a Corvette.
And that wasn't mine.
That's the wife's.
Yeah, but hey, he made me sit in a baby seat.
That's true. I remember that. Yeah, I remember.
You shouldn't have lost all that weight, or they wouldn't have put you back there.
Actually. I own the FPV, and that's on there, and I still didn't vote for that one. So, I mean,
get out there and vote. It'll be a fun.
Well, yeah, I mean, with the FPV drone, it's a different kind of drone.
It is. Yeah,
geared for something else. So for the masses, it's not for the masses.
Yeah, but the thing
is, listen, the more people we get to vote in this thing, kind of the more accurate the vote will be. Like, I don't know how many people voted last year. What's double that amount of voters? What's triple it? The more people vote, the more that it really says, And we kind of all know. Maybe we all know the Air 2S is going to win now, but it'll be nice to know who's 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be nice to know too.
Yeah, well, you've already had we've already had more people vote, I believe, this year already, and you only had it up, a few days now, Ron. So.
Well, that's because we're adding in that huge, tremendous Fly for Fun audience.
Hey, it'll be fun.
And when do you think should we wait and announce the winner like the first Monday in January? That way we give the Alltel the opportunity to get their
absolutely.
Out
Yeah. We can do that.
Yeah.
There'll be 3 more Hubsons by then, and plus maybe you'll have an Alltel.
I'm sorry to tell you guys, Alltel's not shipping those until 2024.
Even if my Nano shows up before the end of the year, I ain't voting for it.
Hey, Mark, the Nano has 3 votes already. And
it does.
That's not even out.
I don't understand how you can vote for something you don't even have.
But what do you think? Or should we do it the week between Christmas and New Year's, or just hold off to the first Monday of the New Year?
I say the first week of New Year.
Okay, good. Give people something to look forward to.
They might get drunk on New Year's Eve and vote for something,
Yeah. and we probably shouldn't do an important show between the holidays, because a lot of people will be away, and we probably have a low viewership that Monday between the holidays.
Lon said we better wait till February.
And you'll get people that get them on Christmas, different drones on Christmas.
That's true.
Yeah. But
hey, Ron, a quick question. I know they reduced. I mean, that was a refurb units for the Mini 2. So do you think that's possible that they're trying to get rid of some of those and maybe a a Mini 3 on the way? Or is that just
possibly? But I think what happens is DJI gets a lot of returns. Like they're
Sure.
going to have Mark's return here in a few days. So I mean, they probably get inundated. They probably got more Mini 2 returns than they need. They need around to send out. So that refurb store on eBay is a good way to move.
I bought a refurbed Air 2, and it was. I mean, I don't really know what was refurbed on. Of course, the night I ordered it, Ron Brown messaged me and said they got an Air 2S coming out. I think
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
I mean,
yeah.
I would sell it if anybody wants to buy it.
Any discount for the drifting?
If I was at my house, I'd show you one, but I'm not at home right now.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So anyhow, Casey Steck's always our kind of scorekeeper in the chat here. He has New England 11, Buffalo 10. So
there you go, DeMarco.
Just want to show this again. That's all. Wait a minute.
Size matters, huh?
Size matters, guys.
I bought my smart controller as a refurb. I bought a Mavic 2 Zoom as a refurb, so it's fine with me.
They're like brand new. I don't really know.
I bought from the DJI refurb store, and stuff's all brand new.
I'm selling one of these, and it's only got like maybe an hour on it. I'm selling.
How much you selling for?
Smart control, $550.
$550. I should have went more. Marcus, you haven't got one yet.
Yeah, I did. I sold mine though, Ron. I had a smart controller, and
I thought he's selling. I thought he was selling the new one. He's selling the old one.
The old one.
The Pro controller.
I'm sorry, I got excited. I thought you saw the new one.
So I have two of them, and one just sat around for sat around. I never really used it. So,
but Mark, if you sell your Pro controller for $550, it's sold right now.
Oh, so he'd be fighting for that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Mark, maybe you can put that in a box by mistake, and I'll give you.
Listen, they look so much alike. I might even do that.
Yeah, because you'd have hell getting it back. I'm just telling you.
It's like, Johnny, I sent you the wrong one.
Yeah. I blocked you.
I'm out of control. Matter of fact, I'm out of order.
I get that, Johnny. I get that.
Leonard said his smart controller was a refurb also.
Yeah. I paid I gotta whisper this. $588 I paid for that one.
Oh. Well, mine's not a refurb, but it's practically brand new. Like I said, It's been sitting around. I've been using that one, and I just had two of them. Because I always buy two of everything most of the time. Yeah. Just in case.
Yeah. Well, you're in case you need that backup.
Yeah.
Need a backup.
Yeah.
Need a backup.
Well, listen, Mark, when you get your new Mavic 3 in, well, you said it'll be tomorrow at Best Buy. You got to come back and tell us how your new Mavic 3 is performing for you, and can kind of compare it to the first one. And I'm hoping it's a good story when you come back the second time.
Too.
I hope it's all what we say. It's all rainbow lollipops, and it's a good story the next time around.
Well, I'm hoping not rainbow. I'm not too into rainbows.
Yeah, well, I'm citing some old song that I can't get the title right to. Whatever. It's a song before your time. It's before Michael Jackson's time. Mark knows the Michael Jackson catalog well, right?
Yep.
So we're talking about Mark's past life here that he probably doesn't want to talk about in the drone show.
Well, not Johnny's son, Captain Ray Kelly's show. I seen Santa Claus all dressed up. I was getting ready to go get my Michael Jackson hat.
That would have been awesome.
You got the one glove and all that. Yeah.
The jacket.
Yeah, but I'm like in the bed, so I would have had a shave.
You had to get all clean to be mud. Yeah.
I would have had to go get my wife's lipstick and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Mark, let me ask this. Mark, did you have a Jerry curl?
No.
Oh.
So I had all the wigs. It was,
wigs.
I had wigs, and then I had all the shoes, and then it was a lot of stuff, man. It was a lot of like Michael Jackson stuff and that. And not only that, I had the system for it, and I still have the system for it. I mean, the speaker system was like 10,000 watts and stuff. So, but yeah, and then all the lighting, and then yeah, and you have to have multiple of everything. You know what I mean? Because I was doing shows back to back. 5 shows in 1 week, 6 shows in 7 days. So
You were doing more shows than the real Michael Jackson.
Yeah, no lie.
True.
No, he did them back to back too. Yeah, he did them back to back. I can imagine. I was getting cortisone shots towards the middle, so I can imagine what he was dealing with.
Right. Well, anyways, we want to thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
Thanks, Mark.
Mark Fisher, the man, and became a legend diving in the murky waters of South Florida to rescue the DJI FPV drone. It was great to meet you at that event, and
Absolutely.
And we love, and anybody who's not a member of the Rhode Island Drone Meetup group. Am I said the title correctly?
Yes, sir.
You go over, and it's not just a meetup group. It's a good drone group. Go over there, join. I think Mark's running a special on memberships this month for Christmas. You can get in free. There's a great group of guys. A lot of great information in that group. So, and Mark, do you plan on doing your meetup next summer again?
We are.
Rhode Island one.
We are. We're gonna do something really big this time, and I think it's gonna be actually 2 days instead of 1. We're going to try to do the first day in class meet, like classes. We're going to do like an editing class, and then, a basic startup drone, if you bought your first drone, whatever. We're going to go really big with it. I'm going to stop trying to get it together, but I'm just looking at a date now because I don't want to overlap on anybody else's dates. So I'm just trying to narrow down a date.
Yeah, I would love to get up. I would love to get up this year. I'm thinking I could hop like a small plane from the Atlantic City Airport and be up there in no time or whatever. Where's the closest airport to your event?
If you landed right in Providence, which is Warwick, Rhode Island, but it's called PVD TF Green.
I'd be right there, huh?
Oh, you'd be like 15 minutes away.
I bet you that's like less. I bet you that's like a 45-minute flight from you or something like that. Barely get here, and I'm there, whatever. So because for me to drive up there, for me to drive through North Jersey, New York traffic, at my age, it isn't worth it anymore. Or whatever. I can't stand just being on a road where you're not moving and you're surrounded by a million cars. So I would love to pop up there, on a nice summer weekend and whatever. In fact, it's great to come up there because it's 10 degrees cooler than down here.
Yeah. No, it's listen, we'd love to have you. I hope Johnny's gonna come to this.
I know how good it was because we got Skinny from Captain Ray, of course, who was there, right?
And he loves it. They actually just came up here again, and they want to come back again. They love, because everything's so close and then there's so much going on.
Yeah, I've never been up there. That's
a lot of beautiful points of view. You know what I mean? Like a lot of stuff to shoot.
Folks, anybody out there who's never visited the New England states or whatever, you got to get up there at least once in your life. It's a beautiful area to visit.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
Especially when the weather's warm.
And we don't have a lot of areas where like it's a no-fly zone. We got so much room to fly here, man. You can just fly almost anywhere, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we'd love to have you back on when you get the new Mavic 3 and
absolutely
you put it through its paces and hopefully you get a good one this time. So
definitely.
Thanks for being on with us. And Johnny, thanks again for your help with this contest. We couldn't do this without you. And it's so great to have the Fly for Fun show, in it, because again, I think the more people voting, the more interesting the results will be or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, any closing thoughts by anybody in the panel? DeMarco, Marcus, Mark, or Johnny?
Go clockwise?
Pardon?
Should we go clockwise? Give everybody a chance?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so the only thing that lately, I this weekend, I flew with one of our viewers, subscriber of mine, Tanya Gale. She bought the Mavic 3 Cine Pack and flew it for the first time. So I went with her out to Heroes Park and we recorded that event, her flying that drone for the first time, which was a lot of fun. So look for that video on both her channel and mine as well. We are running out of good days to go fly, at least where I live. We're running into where we're getting some weather. So if you get a chance, get out there and fly. That's what I'm saying. DeMarco.
Thanks, Marcus. I like that. No, same way here. It was 69 degrees here yesterday, and it was 39 today. So those days are running out. So I'm gonna try to get out there and do some more FPV flying, so I can roll it into manual mode and be an expert by the time the spring comes around. But
You'll be at the Great Florida Drone Meetup this year, DeMarco?
I'm hoping to come. That's our season when it starts.
Oh,
so
yeah, mosquito season. Yeah,
come.
sorry. Yeah,
Hoping to
yeah.
come. So
Yeah, I want to thank y'all for being on. Yeah, Ron and Marcus. But yeah, get out there and fly. We've had a great stretch of weather here in the last couple of weeks. It got a little rain today, but yeah, I mean, and it was 77 degrees here yesterday. But yeah, get out there and fly. And hey, Christmas is coming up. Maybe hey, teach a kid to fly over the holidays.
Thanks, Johnny.
Well, thanks guys for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. And what I want to say is, this weather's changing and it's getting cold. Make sure your batteries are warm before you get out and pop them in your drone and take off, because that can really cause some damage. And also, everybody that's out there in DroneNation, support these things. But the best thing to do is support these live shows. The best thing is to share it, though. Share it with others so that this can grow and grow and grow, and we can get amazing drone pilots like Johnny and DeMarco and Marcus and Ron together to talk about the things that we all love. So stay blessed and stay safe.
Yeah. Mark, do you plan on attending the Great Florida Drone Meetup again this?
Absolutely.
Great. We'd love to have you there again.
Yes.
So, all right. I want to thank everybody for being in the show, and I want to thank everybody who joins in the chat tonight. For everybody for all their great comments and help trying to figure out what happened to Mavic 3 and just all the information in general. I learn more just by reading the chat than I do sitting up here being the talking head. So thanks everybody. It's in the holiday season now. Get out there and fly safe, but be safe on the roads. A lot of extra traffic this time of year, going back and forth to the malls and stores and so on. So, but we will be back with another show next week. We're talking with a guest we've never had on before. Hope you can make it next week. I don't want to say the name or whatever, but I think it'll be a treat if we can get him on next week. But with that, good night and fly safe, everyone.